My sister called me not a real parent, and I finally said no. The phone rings while I am packing a small backpack for my daughter. Snacks, a tiny pink hoodie, the glittery sunglasses she loves. We have a whole weekend planned. Aquarium, pancakes, a movie night on the living room floor. I answer, and it is my sister. She is breathless with that you owe me tone. She says she needs me to take her 3 kids for the whole weekend because she and her husband are going on a couples retreat. I tell her I cannot. I already promised my little girl a daddy-daughter weekend, and I am not breaking it. Silence. Then she laughs. Not a funny laugh. That sharp little scoff. She says, you should be willing to help. I have real responsibilities. You only have one. It lands like a slap. My chest goes tight. My brain does that numb buzz where the room gets smaller. Only one. Real responsibilities. I take a breath. I say, my daughter is my responsibility. I am a single dad. She waves it away. She says, I do not get it because I do not juggle a full house. I do not know what real parenting is. Real parenting. She says those words slowly, like she is teaching me something basic. I picture the nights I spent in a hard kitchen chair feeding a baby who would not stop crying. I picture holding a tiny hand through a fever while the world was dark and quiet, and the only sound was her breathing and my own heartbeat trying not to break. I picture standing in a bathroom at 2 a.m, scrubbing vomit out of a towel because there was no one else to call. I picture the first day of school when she squeezed my fingers and asked if her mom would be proud, and I swallowed that ache and smiled and said yes, so proud. I say, that is some bullshit. She says I am overreacting. It was just a comment. She needs me. I should step up. I look at the backpack on the couch. My daughter is in the hallway putting stickers on her sneakers, humming. My whole life is in that sound. I tell my sister, if you think I am not a real parent, stop treating me like your free babysitter. Find someone else. Her voice spikes. She says I am selfish, that I am punishing her, that I do not understand how hard it is with 3. She tries to guilt me the way she has 100 times when I have canceled plans and bent my schedule and hurried from work to her house because she knows I will show up. She thinks my time is elastic. She thinks my love makes me available forever. I say no. Not a soft no. Not a maybe. Just no. She starts texting me while I am still on the phone with her. Paragraph after paragraph. Be there by 5. Pack pajamas. The alarm code. You owe me. Our mother would want you to help. Then our mother calls. She says Claire has a lot on her plate. She says let it go. Keep the peace. I ask her, do you think I am not a real parent? She gets quiet. She says that is not what she meant. That is not what anyone meant. Just be helpful. I hang up before I say something I will regret. My daughter peeks around the doorway. She asks if the weekend is still on. There's a flicker in her eyes because she has seen me change plans for other people before. She has seen me hand over our hours like they do not belong to us. I kneel and smooth a curl behind her ear. I tell her, we are keeping our promise. Her whole face lights up, the kind of smile that makes your ribs hurt. The phone vibrates across the table. Buzz, buzz, buzz. I put it face down. I block the thread. I block the guilt. We make pancake batter and she spills flour on the counter and writes her name in it with a sticky finger. We burn the first pancake and she laughs so hard she hiccups. We dance in the kitchen while the radio plays some old song I used to hear with her mom. For a second, the grief moves like a tide, and then it settles, and I can breathe. Later, we go to the aquarium, and my girl presses her hands to the glass and gasps when a ray floats past like a flying blanket. She tells me the jellyfish look like living lamps. She asks if they are lonely in there. I tell her they look like they are dancing. She nods fast, like that is the right answer. She slips her hand into mine, and it fits so perfectly, it feels like the world was built around that shape. The phone rings again and again. It is probably my sister. It is probably another message about how I am cruel or dramatic or not helpful. I let it ring. I watch my daughter instead. She points at a tiny shark and whispers, wow, like a secret. In the parking lot, she asks if we can get ice cream even though it is not the plan. I say yes. We sit on the curb with 2 cones and a napkin that is losing the fight. A drop runs down her wrist and she licks it and giggles. I memorize the sound. I choose this moment. I choose her. When we get home, she crawls onto the living room floor and builds a fort from blankets and chairs. We crawl inside with a flashlight. She whispers, promise me we get tomorrow too. I tuck the blanket around us and kiss the top of her head. Always.